It costs to be the boss, okay? Running a business is not free. I don't know who told you that. I don't know who sold you that lie, but I'm going to need to wake your ass up. It costs to be the boss. For those of you guys who are new here, hello, my name is Jasmine. I'm so glad to have you. And in this video, I just kind of want to talk to you guys about business expenses. I wouldn't say they're hidden, but they are things that I don't think people think about regularly when they're deciding to run a business. And this is not me trying to discourage you from running a business. You know, I'm all for entrepreneurship. I want you to be an entrepreneur. I want you to make your own money. I want you to be the boss, okay? I want you to work for yourself. I am here for it, and that's why I make so much content on it. But I do want to always be transparent with you guys and let you know that running a business is also expensive. It's extremely expensive. And when people think that, you know, you're an entrepreneur, so you make all this money, and maybe you do, maybe your business does make a lot of money, but there's a difference between your business making money and you as a CEO making money, okay? My business makes a lot of money, but Jasmine is broke. Okay? Jasmine ain't got no money. The business has money, but Jasmine ain't got nobody, okay? And for those of you guys who are new to the channel, hello, my name is Jasmine. I'm so glad to have you. Let's go ahead and get into it. So I've been a full-time entrepreneur now for 6 years. Started during COVID. I actually celebrate my 6th year of entrepreneurship in a few weeks. I'm so excited. And I got into OnlyFans. I used to not want to talk about it that much on this channel out of fear of being judged. But honestly, I don't care. It's what I do. And running an OnlyFans business has been one of the biggest blessings, but it's also extremely expensive. And I just want to share with you guys some of the things that I spend money on just to open your eyes up to, you know, the behind the scenes of entrepreneurship. So I buy ads, and basically what that means, and most businesses do. So ads could be, you know, Facebook ads, YouTube ads, Google ads. A lot of businesses spend money on ads. So anytime you see like a sponsored under a post on Instagram, that business purchased that ad space. If you don't have YouTube Premium and you're going to see ads come through this video, well, that business, whatever ad you see, whether it's a content creator or, you know, an ad like Target or Netflix, they purchase that ad space. If you're on Facebook and you're scrolling through, you might see ads. On Netflix, you see ads, right? Ads are all over the place. You can't escape ads. Businesses are running ads and spending a great deal of money on marketing, and I do too. So I don't run Facebook ads for OnlyFans, but I do spend money on ads. So what I do is I pay a creator, right? And they will post me on their OnlyFans page. And the goal is to get their fans onto my page so they can spend money with me as well, right? And that costs a lot of money. I've been purchasing ads for OnlyFans, I would say 6 months into doing OnlyFans. It's a great way to build traffic to your OnlyFans, so you always have new people coming in. And yeah, so not only do I post content on social media to get my own traffic onto my OnlyFans, but I also pay other creators to get posted on their OnlyFans page. Or I might pay to get posted on their Twitter or get posted on their Instagram or their Facebook, right? But I do spend money on ads. Something else that's extremely expensive is the outfits. So like lingerie or bikinis or dresses. I don't really spend that much money on those things now because I do have an Amazon wish list. And so a lot of my fans will order stuff for me. But when I first got started, I was spending a lot of money on that. That adds up, right? A $10 bathing suit here, it's a $15 outfit there, a $20 outfit there. That adds up. Next thing you know, you're at $100 just to take some pictures, just to make some content, and then you got to get another outfit, right? So that adds up. Something else that I spent money on was I bought this camera that I'm recording on right now. And I told you guys, do not wait to start your content creation journey until you can afford an expensive camera. Do not do that. When I first started OnlyFans, when I first started making or creating content, I had an old iPhone. Okay, I started in 2020. The iPhone I had was like 4 generations behind. And so that must have made it a 2016, 2015 iPhone. And back then, in those stone ages, iPhone was not pressed on no front-facing camera. If you know, you know. Okay, so my front facing camera was blurry as hell. And I didn't even know what a ring light was back then. So my content from back in the day was, was terrible. But it got done. Okay. It wasn't even until I sold my house where I bought this camera that I'm recording on. But just upgrading your equipment as you make more money, you do have to spend more money. If you want to grow, okay, some people, they don't necessarily want to do certain things, right? And that's fine. I'm not telling you what you should or should not do. I'm just being open with you guys and sharing with you guys the expenses, at least for my business, that I have, right? So I did upgrade and I bought this camera. I'm recording on a Sony A7 IV. This camera was new when I bought it. Like, it was the current generation, it was the current model, and I spent $3,200 on this camera. The microphones, this was $400. The lighting, that was $100. The tripod that it's sitting on, $60, right? So equipment costs money. Something else that I send, and this is just one-off stuff, right? Like, I have had this camera for years. So, you buy it once and you're done with it. It's not recurring. Something else that I spend money on is my appearance. So nails, hair, lashes. That's recurring. Every other week I get my lashes done every week. My hair gets done every 3 weeks. And then my nails get done once a month. Nails and feet, right? All of that adds up. Because I make so much content, I make content every day. I want to make sure that I always look my best. I invest in myself. So that costs money. Makeup, right? I don't spend too much on makeup, but again, that does cost money. Something else that I'm always spending money on is, let me pull back. OnlyFans takes 20% of every transaction. And I personally don't think that's that bad, considering they handle all of the payment processing. They do the updates. There's so many cool features on there to make it easier for you to be a creator. So let's say someone does spend $10. Well, I only get $8 of that. So that is a business expense because you're not getting 100% of your earnings. You're getting 80% because OnlyFans takes 20%. Something else that's extremely expensive that is recurring is internet. Internet, excuse me, Wi-Fi. I have the highest internet package because I need stuff to be fast moving. I go live, I'm constantly uploading content. I got YouTube playing in the background. So it's just so much that I do on the internet that I do need the highest package. And it's with Comcast, and that's $130 a month, right? My apartment, I spend a great deal of money on that. I could get a cheaper apartment, sure, I'm not denying that. But because of where I am on my content creation journey and because of my brand, I spent more on my rent because I want a nicer apartment so that I can film in a more aesthetically pleasing location. Like my kitchen, I make a lot of content right here because the cabinets are white. I think it looks good on my skin. The lighting looks good. So I spend money on that, okay? I could easily, find something else that's maybe $800 cheaper. Well, maybe not $800 cheaper. Maybe about $500 cheaper, right? But there's a reason why I chose this apartment, the natural lighting that comes in. There's a reason why I did it, right? So that's a business expense that I spend money on every single month to make my content better, to make more money. Something else that I do is I Instacart. I told you guys in especially on videos where we talk about weight loss and stuff, Instacarting, it keeps me from getting things that I shouldn't be eating because I'm not in the grocery store. So I'm not picking up random junk food as I'm walking down the aisles, getting the things that I need. But I also Instacart to save time. My energy, my time is very valuable because I run a business. And because I create so much content, I spend so much time working on my business. I just personally do not see the value in going to the grocery store and getting my own groceries when that time could be spent for something else. Now, that's not something I was always doing. Absolutely not. I want you guys to remember I'm 6 years deep, so my income may be a little bit different than someone who's just starting. You start with what you got, right? And as you make more, you can do more. But where I am now, I Instacart. And by doing that, I save time. I save energy. You know, a lot of times, especially depending on when you go and where you go, it can be draining. I know a lot of people can attest to that. Grocery shopping can be extremely draining. And so to protect my energy and to protect my time, I Instacart, so that is nothing I have to worry about. The groceries get brought to my doorstep and I'm good to go, right? The next thing that I spend money on every single week is housekeepers. I do not clean my own apartment. I pay people to do it. The time that it would take me to clean my shower, my kitchen, vacuum, mop, they're here for about an hour and a half a week. That's an hour and a half that I could be spending on my business. And actually, while they are here cleaning, I'm uploading content, I'm creating my thumbnails, I'm working on titles. So that's time that I'm spending doing that instead of doing things that just don't make me money, which is cleaning my house, right? Trying to think, what else? Now, not necessarily with OnlyFans, but my coaching business. I have my Stand store, that's $99 a month. I have my Skool, the platform itself, Skool, is $99 or $97 a month. That adds up. So there are a lot of things that I think that people just don't recognize. Oh, cell phones, phone bill. I have multiple devices. I have I have 4 phones. And I don't use all 4 regularly. I only have one main phone, but the other phones that I have, they are old. So I have bought them, paid them off, and I still have the line attached. I have multiple phones because I go live, and when I go live, I'm on multiple lives at once. That's how I'm able to do that. If you guys have seen me on TikTok live, then you see me on YouTube live, and then you're like, wait, you're on another TikTok live too? Yes, because I have multiple phones. That's how I'm able to get that done. So having multiple devices, especially like if you are someone who records content on your phone, you may not want to have the phone that you're recording on, well, you can't receive calls or texts on, right? And it can take up a lot of space. It can start to slow down, and it may be beneficial for you to have a second phone. Now, I'm not telling you to go out and get the brand newest iPhone. No, just get another phone that maybe is already paid off. It could be several generations old, but that could be your personal phone, and you keep your new phone for your content because the cameras are better, it moves quicker, things like that. So there's certain things that you can do to make things less expensive. But the point of this video is to share with you guys that it is expensive to run a business. I also have assistants, so I pay people to help me. I have 2 assistants that queue my OnlyFans pages. I have an assistant that clips my long form YouTube videos. So the videos that I make for OnlyFans on my other YouTube channel, not this one, but my other one, she takes those long form videos, and long form just anything over 2 minutes, 3 minutes, and she clips those into reels. And then those reels are what I post on TikTok, YouTube Shorts, Instagram, Facebook, X, and Threads, and did I say Facebook? Those are where those come from. And because I push out so many long form videos a day, I think she has there's 70 videos in the queue that still have to be chopped up. So I'm actually thinking about hiring another clipper so I can have 2 people pushing or clipping up videos so I can post more content. I also have an assistant that creates my flyers. This is for specifically OnlyFans, so like tip campaigns and games and things like that. I believe she's using Canva, but it's time consuming for me to do it when I could be creating content. So I have a team of people that help me, and I plan on adding more people to the team. The point I want you guys to walk away with is, in order to make money, you do have to spend money. Now, when did I start spending money? on OnlyFans? Well, I started during COVID in 2020. The first month, actually, that I did it, I spent money on OnlyFans because I had paid someone to teach me how to grow my OnlyFans. I paid an OnlyFans coach, and that cost me $200. And so I was always spending money on my business. And every single time that I spent money on my business is when I made more money. If you're going to step into entrepreneurship, you cannot be afraid to invest in your business. It's crazy because people will spend money on degrees, and this is coming from a woman who has a bachelor's degree in biology, okay? Pointless, absolutely pointless. I mean, I had the 9 to 5 that I hated, and I needed a degree for that. So maybe it wasn't pointless at that time, but it's pointless to me now. I haven't seen that piece of paper. I don't know how long. I don't even know where it is. People will spend money on degrees. People will spend money on vacations. People will go out to eat every single day. People will buy stuff off a TikTok shop, but they refuse to invest in themselves and invest in their business. Make it make sense, but I promise you this, in order to make money, you have to spend money, and scared money does not make money. As far as I can remember, I've never been afraid to spend money and lose money because my mindset has always been, well, I know how to make more money. So if I lose it, I can get it back. Some people's attachment to money is so, I don't even have a word for it, but they are so fearful of handing over $100, $200, $500, $1,000, whatever it is. They're so fearful of handing that money over for their business or something that's just going to improve them, that they would rather just hold on to it and still struggle with what they're struggling with, but at least they can say, well, I have $500 or I have $1,000. Well, that's all you're going to have because you're not even willing to flip it, right? I look at business as a flip. You know, you spend 100, you make 200. You spend 200, now you made 400, right? You spend 400, now you make 800, whatever. It's a flip. How can I put this dollar to work? How can I 10x what I'm doing, right? And as you get further into the trenches, you'll see that you can't do everything. You don't have enough energy and mental capacity to do everything every day, consistently for years. You're going to have to start spending money on your business. And if you are too afraid to do that, well, then entrepreneurship is just not for you. It's not for you at all. And yes, there have been plenty of times where I have lost money. There have been plenty of times where I invested in promotion and I did not get a return, or I got scammed. That didn't deter me from investing in my business again. It just made me smarter with how I choose to invest in my business, okay? So if you want to be an entrepreneur, the cost of not knowing is expensive. The things that, when I first started, like I said, I paid that coach $200 a month, $300 a month. And I had actually given her my last, the first month that I paid for it, I gave her my last $300. And I was scared as hell because I'm like, oh God, if I give this lady this $300 and it's some BS, I don't know what I'm going to do. But my mindset was, okay, well, I can keep the 300 and still not know what to do and still not get anywhere, right? That's how I rationalized it. And after I paid for it and learned and made my money back and then some in a very short period of time, that's when my perspective on investing in myself changed. It changed drastically. I started to see things and understand things differently. I started to realize that money is a tool to make more money. I'm not sitting here saying that you shouldn't have a savings account. I'm not sitting here saying that you shouldn't hold on to money for a rainy day. Absolutely not. You do need a rainy day fund. But what I am saying is you do have to spend money to make money. And anyone on these apps who is telling you that they don't spend any money on their business is lying. They are lying. They are lying to you. They are lying. If Netflix spends money, if Amazon is spending money, if Walmart is spending money, why do you think you don't have to? I just need you to understand that. Why do you think you don't have to when billion-dollar businesses do every single day? Make it make sense. Leave a comment down below. Let me know your thoughts. I can't wait to read what you have to say. Also, make sure you subscribe to the channel and don't forget to join the Patreon. The link is down below in my description. And I will see you guys in my next video. Bye.